Meet Sam. Sam just watched a video about rocket science. 45 minutes long, fuel combustion, thrust vectoring, orbital mechanics, all of it. Sam finishes the video and thinks, yes, I completely understand rockets now. Then Sam's little cousin walks in and asks, how does a rocket actually go up? And Sam says, well, there's combustion and thrust and, Newton's something? The cousin just stares at him. Sam has no idea what he's talking about, even though he just watched the whole explanation. Here's the truth. If you can't explain something with a simple, everyday example, you don't actually understand it yet. You just understand the fancy words around it. Big, complicated language feels like understanding, but it's usually a costume. Real understanding sounds boring and simple because it's connected to something you already know. So today, let's fix Sam's rocket problem. And while we're at it, let's fix a second one too, using the oldest trick in the book. Take the complicated thing and compare it to something ridiculously simple. Example number 1. How does a rocket actually launch? Here's the complicated version. Rocket engines burn fuel, producing high-pressure gas that's expelled at extremely high velocity through a nozzle, generating thrust according to Newton's third law of motion. Cool. Meaningless to most humans. Let's simplify it. Grab a balloon, blow it up, now let go without tying it. What happens? The balloon shoots across the room like it's being chased by a cat. Why? Because air is rushing out the back and the balloon pushes forward in the opposite direction. That's it. That's the entire rocket. A rocket is just a really expensive balloon, except instead of air, it's blasting out burning fuel. And instead of flying across your living room, it's flying into space. Newton's third law, the one Sam mumbled and forgot, simply means, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Balloon pushes air backward, balloon flies forward. Rocket pushes fuel backward, rocket flies upward. Same exact idea, just with a much bigger balloon and a much bigger bill. See how that feels different? You didn't memorize new words. You just attached a new idea to something you already understand. A balloon flying around a room. That's what real understanding feels like. It should connect to your daily life, not float somewhere above it in scientific language. Now example number 2. And this one is even sneakier, because it hides in something we deal with constantly. Money. Specifically compound interest. Here's the textbook version. Compound interest is calculated on the initial principal, which also accumulates the accumulated interest from previous periods. Read that twice and you still won't feel anything. Let's fix it with something everyone has actually seen with their own eyes. A snowball rolling down a snowy hill. At the top of the hill, the snowball is tiny. As it rolls, it picks up a little snow. Not a big deal. But now it's slightly bigger, so it picks up even more snow the next roll. And now it's bigger still, so it picks up even more than that. By the bottom of the hill, that tiny starting snowball has turned into something the size of a car, and it happened faster and faster the further it rolled. That's compound interest. Your money is the snowball. Interest is the snow it picks up. In the beginning, growth is slow and boring, but every bit of interest you earn starts earning its own interest, so the snowball grows faster and faster the longer it keeps rolling. That's why people say start investing early. You're giving your snowball more hill to roll down. Notice what just happened. Two completely different fields, rocket engineering and personal finance, both became instantly clear the moment we swapped scientific language for something from ordinary life, a balloon and a snowball. This isn't a coincidence, and it isn't just a teaching trick for kids. It is actually a test. If you truly understand a topic, you should be able to find an everyday comparison for it in under a minute. If you can't, that's not because the comparison doesn't exist. It's because your understanding is still living up in the fancy words and hasn't come down to solid ground yet. So here's how to use this yourself. Next time you learn something complicated, stop right after and ask one question. What does this remind me of? In real life. Cooking, sports, traffic, pets, weather, anything. Force yourself to find the connection. If nothing comes to mind, that's your signal. You don't understand it yet, You just recognize the vocabulary. Let's check on Sam one more time. His cousin asks the same question. How does a rocket go up? And this time, Sam smiles. You know how a balloon flies across the room when you let go of it without tying it? A rocket is the exact same thing. It just blasts out fire instead of air, so it can fly all the way into space. His cousin's eyes light up immediately. Oh, that makes sense. That's the whole test right there. Not 45 minutes of technical language, just one balloon. So remember, complicated words don't prove you understand something. A simple comparison does. Next time you learn anything big or small, rockets, money, anything at all, try to shrink it down to something from your everyday life. If you can do that, you've truly got it. And if you can't yet, now you know exactly what to work on. Sam finally understood rockets and money in under 2 minutes. And now, so can you. If this helped you, hit like and subscribe and go turn your next big idea into a tiny, simple one.